Hey everyone, this is Lady Scarlet, and I thought since I went through the water signs and Aries is coming up, I'd go ahead and do Aries long read. So, just a reminder that this is a collective reading. Some of it may not resonate with you, so pay attention to what resonates with you. I also, genders can be kind of flip flopped, so make sure that you're considering that. I also might read things in such as different kinds of relationships, so bear that in mind. There might be A&M, polyamory, same sex relationships, such things like that. Third party relationships and such might get read in. So just consider that if you have alternative kind of relationships and not the traditional relationships. All relationships are non-judged and welcome in my book, so I do try to read those if I see them. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to get started. I'm using my Mystic Tarot deck, which is my oldest tarot deck, and it's a very comfortable deck for me. So thank you, spirit guides, ancestors, and angels. I did do some pre-shuffling and meditating on these cards for Aries. And so let's just see what comes out for Aries. There's a lot of stuff coming up this year for, changes in big health systems, lots of hidden truths coming out, so you might have been feeling that. We call Saturn and Pluto kind of the taskmaster, so those things might be occurring, so if you've been, people around you hiding things, or you've been hiding things, you might be compelled to speak the truth or be more honest, or the people around you might be doing that, so it's just something to think about. As things start unfolding in your life, and those big changes are coming up. So in the month of March, so you might start noticing some very different things coming out of folks. Thank you, spirit guides, ancestors, and angels. Can you please help me guide Aries to their truths? All right. So, a lot of cards come out here, so we'll see what's happening. So, strength in reverse. So you might feel really depleted right now. That is the near past or current placement. King of Swords in the home spot. Five of Swords in the near future, connecting recent past or current to the outcome position is the King of Wands. The Lover's card in the near future, connecting to the outcome, is the Lover's card. And then the outcome is the Star in reverse. And then the extra cards that got pulled is the Three of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Wands in reverse, Five of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. I'll clarify a little bit of those. I'm going to set them to the side for right now just because of space, but I will clarify them. And then I am thinking that I'm going to clarify. I haven't used my Goddess deck in a bit for clarification, so I think I'll use those. This Strength card just right off the bat tells me that you've been really working hard on some things, and you might be feeling a bit depleted, maybe overworking, possibly working hard on several projects at once. This is a Leo card also, so if you have Leo in your placements, or maybe you're dealing with a Leo, something about that is really draining you at the moment. So we'll also clarify on that. I didn't look at the bottom of the deck, so let me look at the bottom of the deck. You've got a Page of Swords in reverse, so this very well could have something to do with a child or children, some dishonesty surrounding that, something not moving forward that should, or travel plans that didn't come through, or possibly moving that didn't come through, something related to family, and not having that sense of completion, not feeling within your power, so definitely feeling depleted, right? So up in your head worrying. There's a lot there going on, Aries. So let's dig into it and find out what's going on with the Strength card in reverse. And that's this card right here, the Strength card in reverse, which is attributed to the Leo sign. So let's clarify that. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and Angels. May please help guide Aries. A couple of clarifiers for this Strength card, please. All right, so we've got the Devil card in reverse. And so, you know, you might have just broken free of something where you've, you know, felt chained to something. It could have been a separation of a relationship of some sort. It's the Two of Cups in reverse. It's really saying you really need to slow down and rest. Absolutely. You know, it's the Four of Swords card. So, you know, and really I'm getting you need to take some rest from this situation, or maybe you're already there. This person has put you very much out in the cold and very much not. I get this as a sense of this is you. This is usually a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn card. It very well could be that that person put you out in the cold. If you have had experience with the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, that you feel very out in the cold from that person. And so, you know, it's just really a sign that you need a rest and recuperation. Either Leo, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn are the signs that are coming through for that. And, you know, something unfulfilled with the Star in reverse at the bottom of the deck as well. So let's clarify this King of Swords in the home spot. Now the swords are the air signs. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius signs. So if you're dealing with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and that is in the home spot position, so your home spot or home environment. So you very well could be dealing with someone in one of those placements. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and Angels. Can you please help me clarify this King of Swords in the home position, please? So you have just feeling very burdened. Yeah, lots of obligations, feeling overburdened and obligated to things. I just get a sense that you're wanting to move. That's the big feeling from this, wanting to move or maybe obligated to move right after that Ten of Wands. There's a lot of secrets. I feel like they're coming to light, but I feel like it's you know, you or this King of Swords person, and that, you know, that could be any gender. It could be this person's in their masculine energy, or they are a male figure in your home spot. It very well could be you in your masculine energy as well. Or if, you know, if you have some of those air sign placements. So this also could be kind of like, you know, some kind of duality, or, you know, it is a 2 card. So it's a sense of using your intuition, but I'm feeling like, you know, this could be attributed to a Cancer person as well. Or moon, you know, moon. It's also attributed to like karmic destiny sometimes as well. But at the same time, I'm just feeling like, oh, there's a lot of secrets. There's a lot of hidden stuff. And it might be coming out. You know, the Six of Swords can also mean a spiritual journey happening. And with the High Priestess there, it could very well mean that. I get a sense that you're trying to get your balance. You're really trying to get your balance. And there's been difficulty with that. And, you know, 2 2s in that home spot, you're really trying to get a balance, and maybe even trying to escape. Now, the Three of Wands is at the bottom of the deck, kind of covering those positions. And so, you know, you have a sense that there might be something good coming to you, if only you could get your balance. So, let's clarify this Five of Swords. There's been, I just get a sense there's been a lot of internal and external conflict, like lots of conflict. For some of you, it might have been more internal, and for some of you, it might have been external. For some of you, it might have been everything in between. I get a sense that some of you have had some health difficulties too. Maybe anxiety, depression, different kinds of mental health issues as well, but definitely some other kinds of health issues, maybe some lung issues. You know, if you haven't gone to see a doctor, it might be a good time to do that. Getting COVID too. Somebody may have gotten this new strain of COVID and had a rough go of it. So we got the Judgment card. So some of you may have had court dealings. This also could have to do with a Libra. That is a Libra card, the Judgment card. Also attributed to the Pluto card. You know, we are about to be under Pluto's influence, and Pluto is one of those taskmasters. You also got the Empress in reverse, and so that's a Taurus card, Earth, Venus card, and so you haven't been feeling very abundant, or, you know, or you've gone up against someone who, you know, maybe a mother, you know, if this court had to do with going against, you know, the mother of your child, or, you know, it very well could have been another parent of your child too, if you know, that was in their feminine energy, and you might have been on the losing end of that, or felt like you were on the losing end of that. And so justice is upright. So anytime we go into court, though, you know, there's really not usually a very clear winner or loser. It's usually a little bit more balanced. That both parties usually go away feeling like they didn't win. Yeah, so the correct kind of information isn't coming out, so it's not a very balanced judgment, okay? This, for some of you, might be a karmic situation. And so I would say look to restoring your karma to get the best outcome. Yeah, definitely for some of you, it has to do with a child. Definitely, it's the Knight of Swords in reverse. I very much get that some of you are dealing with the justice system and a custody kind of thing, visitation, child support kind of stuff with that Pentacles card showing up. So I get the sense that this is going to continue. It's not final, even though the Judgment card typically is a final card. Some of you may have decided to walk away from it. But some of you have not made the decision to walk away. You want to continue to fight it, with that bottom card being a conflict card. You want to continue to fight it. So I'll see if any more shows up in that. And I'm going to continue to clarify these with my personal deck here shortly. King of Wands, which is in this near either recent past or current connecting to outcome position. So it's the King of Wands. Wands are typically, you know, fire signs, so Aries, Leo, Sag, and you got this is typically the Wounded Warrior, but it's in reverse, so it's almost like you're not standing your ground. You're kind of like, I can't decide what to do. And then also, you know, the Knight of Wands, so it's almost like you're not quite in that king energy, you know, maybe not being able to express yourself fully the way that you want to, not being able to stand your ground, not feeling like you can right now, not in your personal power. So feeling weak, you know, which, you know, I did say, you know, not feeling full on in your health right now. But maybe, you know, not wanting to walk away from it necessarily. You know, maybe it's get healthier and live to fight another day. You know, and I'll clarify that a little bit more with the personal deck. Oh, that one flew out. So in the near future, you have the Lovers card, and the Strength card came out, and it did fall upright. So this is, again, a Leo card. So there's a decision to be made, and you're feeling strong about that decision. It is about fortitude, you know. In the traditional Strength card, the person is putting their hand in the lion's mouth. You know, that's a pretty brave move. It's also about being proud and brave and having courage and passion, right? Being resilient. And so these things are future-ish, right? Near future. So there is a decision that needs to be made in a relationship that is going to require some strength. And that tells me, you know, you're trying to decide whether you're going to stay or go. So let's get a couple of more cards on that. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and Angels. Can you please clarify this Lover's card. And so we got, so there's been a lot of conflict in this relationship, apparently. It's not a soul connection. It's like, it's not a soul connection in this relationship. And so you don't feel like it's very deep, maybe. It's very shallow. You feel like there's been a lot of lies and the person's been really fake. And honestly, I'm getting that kind of, maybe the other person feels that way about you as well. And so maybe it was kind of a convenient relationship. That's what I get a lot. And that might not be true for all of you, okay? Maybe in the beginning it felt like a soul connection, and as time went on and conflict got stronger, you drifted apart. And it just feels like maybe more trouble than it's worth at this point. And there may have been other conflict, especially if you were dealing with a court case, and you know, if that resonated for you with the court case, and this is also you in this relationship, that there's just been so much struggle that it feels like it would be easier to deal with some of these other things if you were alone. Okay? This is a lot, you all. I mean, if all of this resonates for one person, this is a lot of stuff. Now, it's not going to resonate all of this for one person, most likely. These are pieces of, this is a collective reading. So, you know, for some of you, you feel like this, you know, this person maybe is lying to you. And, you know, for the other person in the relationship, they feel like you're lying to them, and you're really, really trying. You're putting in all this effort, and they're just thinking that you're lying all the time, and they're checking your phone, and, you know, and maybe, you know, in one instance, it's you checking their phone because you feel like they're lying. So it could be either or, but you need to figure out which part of that resonates for you, okay? And, you know, I'm getting that, you know, there are messages of love between the two of you, and maybe for some of you, you had talked about having a child, or have a child, and you know, now you're not really sure if you want to do that or if you want to continue that, even though there is love there. There is love there. But, you know, showing up as, you know, King and you know, King of Wands over here, and then Queen of Wands over here. The King of Wands is upright, but the Queen of Wands is inverted. I mean, that's, you know, you're not on the same page there. So then we've got the Star in reverse in the outcome, which tells me that, you know, your wish isn't being fulfilled. Timing is off in a lot of cases. I feel like it's like you were trying to force outcomes in a lot of cases. And, you know, in a lot of cases, we have to kind of wait on the right kind of timing to get things to happen for us. You know, we can't force issues sometimes. We have to find the right resources for things. And you know, in Aries, I will tell you that sometimes, you know, you all, you know, like Taurus, want to like charge in. I'm a Taurus, so I can definitely say that. We want to charge in and handle things, and we end up, you know, messing things up sometimes, you know, like the whole bull in the china shop cliche. Aries can do that too. Real fiery and impulsive sometimes. And so sometimes it's cool to be patient, you know. So the Magician fell on that, and that's about manifesting. And so if you haven't been saying with intent, this is the life I want, and you haven't been manifesting that, praying on it, meditating on that, you know, this is about tapping into your potential. This is about getting your health where you need it to be. This is also air signs as well, you know, that Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but it's also about using your talents and skills. You know, so it's really a call, you know, if your wishes are not being fulfilled, maybe you're not using your talents and skills and tapping into your potential. And it's a call to, you know, kind of go back to the drawing board and draw up a new plan. Can I get another clarifier, please, for the Star in reverse? You know, the star is the star no matter what. So it's wishes fulfilled, but they could be delayed, or they're not quite the ideal that you pictured. Or, you know, sometimes when karma happens to us, bad things happen to get us on the right path. It's not necessarily that, I mean, that sounds really, like, really, LadySkarlette, I have to go through this crap. But sometimes that's how our guides get us on the right path, is by having us go through the jungle, right? Ooh, that one flew out. Look, you've got 1111. You are on the right path. But there are some trials and tribulations that have to occur before you get there. And I'm really getting that strongly that, you know, for some of you, you're going to, this is the Hierophant card. you are not on your spiritual path, but you're trying. You're trying to get there. 1111 is you are on the path. So you've gotten detoured many, many times, and you keep trying to get it right. You know, maybe some of you were in a third-party situation, and that has ended for you. It could have been the other person, or it could have been you, or it could have been both of you, actually. But you've broken free. This is the Eight of Swords in reverse. So some of you, that blindfold is off now, and you're really seeing the truth. You also have the Eight of Wands in reverse, and so things have slowed down. Things have slowed down. Communication that was being had, maybe in those third-party situations, has stopped or slowed down significantly. So that's actually probably a good sign for you. I do want to clarify these other cards that fell out. So you had a broken heart. So something recently just happened where you're really hurt. You feel alone. But this is alone and strong. And so that needed to happen. That was a result of some kind of karma, because you have the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Destiny. And so some offer was revoked. It could be any kind of offer. You felt very out in the cold by this, right? And you were very hurt, but the swords are going to fall out, right? You know, this broken heart, those swords are going to fall out. And let's get a couple of clarifiers from the Goddess deck for that. And see what path you're on with that. Maybe there's some more information here we can find out about this broken heart situation, and it just feels very much like karmic destiny. Like, this is the path you're supposed to be on, even though it really hurts, because sometimes pain leads us to purpose. It leads to growth. Discomfort leads to change. And like, okay, I'm tired of this BS. I want my life to be different, and that requires change, right? I have been there myself, so I'm, and I'm a therapist, so I'm speaking from some level of education and experience. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, I promise. So this is the Aries card, and it's in reverse. You have not been in your personal power. You've made some kind of maybe reckless decisions. You know, the Emperor drives the chariot, and so you can't drive the chariot if you're upside down. But look, you've got some gifts coming. You've got some gifts coming. This is the Ace of Pentacles, and those can either be spiritual gifts or literal material gifts, okay? Let's get one more card to clarify the Ace of Pentacles, please. One more card to clarify the Ace of Pentacles. They're like, we done about gave you the whole deck there, LadySkarlette. One more card to clarify. I better probably shuffle them. They're being a little resistant. One more card to clarify, please. Clarify this Emperor in reverse and Ace of Pentacles. I almost feel for some of you this might be a promotion or a new job situation, or the offer that was rescinded. If you make some kind of accountability or something like that, step into those spiritual gifts that you do have, that maybe you could fix that karma. I don't know, but I'm getting a lot of, fix your karma, kind of get down on your knees and pray for forgiveness kind of thing, which, look, I've had to do that. I've had to make amends. Okay, so I got the Hermit in reverse, which is a Virgo card. The Hermit in reverse, so the Hermit is about isolation and healing time alone, growth and mastery. So you have not been doing that, and I think what it's saying is, for you to get these gifts, you really need to become the Hermit. You need to have that isolation and alone time, that solace, that healing. Okay, you need to tap into that wisdom, tap into those talents, those gifts, that potential that you have. It's like you're getting in your own way, you're getting in your own head, and you need to get into that grace and humility and accountability and all of those things that wisdom and experience comes from, right? Get into hermit mode, as they say. But it's about, this card in this deck is called Contemplation. And so, but it's more than that, right? It's about healing time and mastery and growth. And also, it does say Saturn on it. And Saturn is the taskmaster, and that is about to happen for us in the next week or so. I don't remember exactly what day that's happening that we shift into Saturn, but it's coming for sure. Let me grab my personal oracle and let's get some more information for our Aries. I just opened the deck up and it goes to the Aries card. And the other one is Surface Pressure from Encanto, the song by Jessica Darrow, which is about obligations and burdens. No is a complete sentence, vacation time, honor, and family legacy, right? I don't know, but that's kind of like the hello, Aries. Surface pressure. You need to take a break. You've been pushing yourself way too freaking hard. Let's get a couple of words of advice from our angels, ancestors, and spirit guides for Aries. What does Aries need to do on their path? Getting some real interestings in the cuts here. Wondering if they're going to drop out. Kind of almost what I've been telling you in the read is what's happening in the cuts. I'm just saying. All right. Angels, spirit guides, ancestors, will you please get some words of advice for Aries? Whew, that was a book. Let's try that again. Okay, definitely those. So, yeah, so I got the Aries card and the, drop them keys. I can have another you by tomorrow, get out. But it's also about believing in yourself. So it's Irreplaceable by Beyonce card. She says, hurry up before your taxi leaves, You must not know about me, right? It's about being humble about, the things that have been given to you. But it's also about, like, look, I'm irreplaceable, honey. You must not know about me because I'm not a fool. I know what you've been doing, right? So it's a call to really think about, who you are and, what you can do with your gifts, right? What I've been saying in this read. What can you do with your gifts? Did you earn them or you've been playing around, right? Which part of that are you? Are you Beyonce or are you going to the left? Thank you, spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. Can we please get some more cards to clarify for Aries, please? All right, we got the Don't Follow by Alice in Chains card. So it's like, say goodbye. Don't hide from the problem, face it. Walk away from toxic energies, addictions, obsessions. This is the do whatever to get me by card. It's about fear, feeling lost. Shaken. Forgot my face, lost my friends, right? I mean, like it's kind of like he lost everything and he's got to look himself in the mirror. So say goodbye, don't follow. I think that's pretty evident what that card says, All right, then you got the Aquarius energy. So an amethyst, all-purpose stone, relieves stress and anxiety, purification, connection to spirit, serenity, understanding, trust, and grace. I'm going to get a couple of more clarifier cards for Aries, please. All right, this one is Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. So remember I said you may feel like, you've been like put out in the cold by someone. So it says, success is near, winter is over, happiness after sorrow. And it's Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, which is a beautiful song. And it says, it's been a long and lonely winter. Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. So, look, That's basically the Sun card in tarot, the happiest card in the tarot deck, right? Joy can come to you, but we do have to do the work for that. I mean, we just don't get something for nothing. We have to do the spiritual work. You got a lot of cards dropped here, but so this is the Aries energy card. It's the Diamond card. It says, you know, clears mental and emotional pain, fearlessness, relationships filled with love, faithfulness, innocence, purity, manifestation, abundance, and fortitude. The Soul Star chakra. This is your soul's destiny. It's about past lives, equality. It's about birth and death, birth, and rebirth. Your karmic blueprint. Remember, I talked about this could be a karmic situation. Your soul's destiny, purity, spiritual wisdom. I do believe I said all those things in your read. What is meant for you will not pass you by. It will find you. And your spirit guides, ancestors, angels, whoever it is that you pray to, will redirect you if you get off of your path, if you take detours, right? They will redirect you, because what is meant for you will not pass you by. You also got the Taurus energy card, the Emerald. It's about compassion, care, generosity, higher energy, truth, perspective. It's also about your heart chakra and balancing that. You know, love and money. You know, of course, the Taurus is, you know, the hearth and home. It's about material stuff, but it's also about family. So, you know, it also could mean that you're dealing with the Taurus. So clarify for me a little bit. So you might have a Taurus in your world. Whew. And it says throat chakra. Again, that's Taurus and throat chakra go together as well. This is empathy, self-expression, speak your truth, communication, inspiration, creativity, the color blue. So my mom is an Aries and I am her daughter, so we're definitely connected. And my grandma was an Aries too. And their birthdays are April 10th and 11th, which is really sweet. And one of my very good friends, Veronica, her mom and grandma, their birthdays were exactly the same as my grandma and mom. So it's kind of a cool thing that we share. Shout out to my friend Vern if she watches. I know she watches some of them. I don't know if she'll watch this one, but I've got a lot of Aries in my world. Can I get another couple of clarifiers, please, for Aries? Wanted to get just a few more cards of advice for you all. Okay, so I attract that which I deserve from the universe. So that's definitely, you know, some karmic situation. So the Chop Suey by System of a Down card. So reach out. You've been isolating. You feel like you're drowning. Depression, overwhelmed, needing to talk or needing change. Thinking negatively, maybe even, you know, having suicidal thoughts. So please reach out to someone that you trust. You know, find someone that to help you. This is The Criminal by Fiona Apple card. Someone has hell to pay. I screwed up. There's a betrayal. There might be a liar or a cheater involved. What would an angel say? The devil wants to know. This is about manipulation and miscommunication. This could have happened to you or it could be you. I mean, you know your story. I don't. Here's Libra energy. This is the Opal card. Happiness, loyalty, confidence, positive good luck, synchronicity, balance and harmony, people pleasing, anxiety relief. So some of you could be dealing with a Libra. And also at the bottom of the deck it says no, run the other direction. I mean, for some of you, you're running headlong into some trouble. And look, you're gonna have hell to pay if you keep running in that direction. You need to run the other direction from something. And you know what it is. You know exactly what it is, okay? You know, the other card at the bottom of the deck, because I'm about to go to my personal oracle deck. Bang your head, quiet riot. You're doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different outcome. You need to do something different. It's frustrating you, and it's outdated. You know, it's driving you mad. So literally, time to do something different. Try a different approach. You know, ask someone that you trust. Make amends. You know, call someone. If you are going to counseling, you need to dig deeper in your therapy, I would say. You know, I'm a therapist, so of course I believe in therapy. But I know that there are people in therapy for years and they're like, I don't know why it's not working. And I'm like, are you talking about everything in therapy? And they're like, well, you know, you have to dig deep in therapy. It's not the therapist's job to do all the work. Really, it's yours. They're just a guide, a navigator, if you will. You're the captain of the ship. You know what you need to talk about. The therapist does not until you start talking about it, right? And then the therapist can help guide you out of that. But you have to go in there and be authentic, and you know, then the therapist can help guide you through that. So just remember that. Look, don't protect your therapist. They don't need you to do that. And I tell my clients that. Do not protect me from your truth. I don't need you to do that. This should be harder. Therapy should be harder for you than the therapist. Okay? It is my job. I'm trained to do it. Okay? I'm trained to help you deal with your trauma. I'm trained to help you deal with what is plaguing you, what is hurting you. Don't protect me from it. I'm not going to judge you. I want to help you. That's why I went to school to do this. That's why I went through, I mean, it's a lot of schooling and a lot of training to do that job. I did not do that because I thought I was going to not love it, and I love what I do. So bring it to your therapist, please. That's what we are there for. Let's get some stuff from the personal oracle. And I love these oracle cards, y'all. Some of them are literary quotes. Some of them are my personal quotes. Some of them are angel numbers. Some of them are things that I literally say in therapy all the time. All right, can we get some oracle cards to help guide our Aries friends, please? I mean, there are some Aries very close to me that I dearly love, and if you are struggling, you know, come on. Let's work on it. I love you. Change is one thing. Acceptance is another. Failure is just practice. We fail over and over again, you all. And some of us are toxic perfectionists, and we hate to fail. But I cannot pick up a saxophone and just play it. I've got to practice. And that's the same with, you know, I just started a business a little over a year ago, and I have had to fail over and over and over within my practice to learn how to run it the right way, okay? I haven't gotten everything right, and that is okay. I am learning every single day how to do it the right way, okay? Learning is a result of listening. Sometimes we got to shut our mouth and listen. That's really hard for me, I'll admit, but I'm working on it every day, working on it. Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? You only get one meat sack. What are you going to do with it? Live in it or suffer in it, right? And I know that sounds simple, but if you are suffering, find the ways to suffer less, right? There are ways to do that. There is nothing foolish about hope. Nothing foolish about hope. You want to fly, you got to give up the shit that weighs you down. That is a Toni Morrison quote. Celebrate your feminine. We all have a divine feminine within us. Male, female, or in between. All over the gender spectrum, there is a divine feminine within you. You need to celebrate it, because we get a lot of personal power from our divine feminine, okay? Never be afraid to sit a while and think. Sometimes we need to process through things, and never be afraid to talk out loud to yourself and process. Some of us are auditory processors. I talk to myself all the way driving home. It's like an hour and 10 minutes. And sometimes I need to do that. Therapists have a modality called the empty chair. It's a Gestalt modality called the empty chair. I do that my whole way home. And that is how I process. Like if I need to prepare for a speech, a presentation, just a conversation with someone that I'm anxious about, I will process it the whole way home for an hour, or all the way to work, an hour and 10 minutes, right? I also want to draw some runes for you, Aries. So let me do that. Get 3 runes for you, and ooh, some of you might be looking at having a baby. There's a delay for some kind of family situation. So let's look at that. We've got Jira and Bjork, Jira, and Hegel. So Bjork is a family rune. Hegel is in the outcome, which is a delay rune. So let's figure out what's a delayed here. We do have Jira, which is in the middle. So Bjork, it's a fertility rune. So, but it's also can just mean new beginnings. But it's about family. Often represents your mother or your children. Usually indicates an event which brings joy to the family, such as a birth or wedding. Some of you might be talking about, having a baby or getting married. Represents your true home. Home is where your heart is, right? As opposed to where you might be living. It doesn't always, so it always presages a birth, but that doesn't necessarily mean a baby, okay? It could be the formation of an idea, some kind of, venture, starting a business with your family or people that are like family, right? For instance. Go into matters at this time with care and awareness. It's indicative of a tangible result and is a very helpful rune whenever a new project is being contemplated. Suggests that any schemes in the work should be implemented right away. So they're pretty positive runes, except, this is a delay rune. So let's see. Jira is the next rune, and it's the harvest. So the reaping of rewards for efforts expended. It also includes, those rewards can be karmic in nature. So there's a delay on your karmic returns, okay? A good deed returned for a good deed done. Repayment for an outlay of time or money in the past. It's a rune of justice and legalities of every kind. It can sometimes appear in a rune cast as an indication that the querent is concerned about some legal matter, although it does not always signify a positive outcome, okay? The harvest can only come after an expenditure of energy and care. Jira implies that events must come to fruit in their own good time. Sometimes the delay in question can be a legal issue of some kind, such as the delay involved in financing a home or obtaining a divorce, especially if need occupies a prominent position. Now, you don't have need, but you do have Hegel, and that is a limitation and delay rune. It usually shows a positive outcome to the dilemma at hand, often using legal help. So if you aren't utilizing legal help in a legal matter, you should get legal help. This is not a primarily negative rune cast, so all is not lost. So it can often show a tendency to follow a path for which the querent is not suited. So, maybe you're following a path to which you need maybe some extra assistance or people with different skills to help you, okay? It's a warning not to speak ill of others before all the relevant facts are known. So I would just not be gossiping or slandering people without knowing all the facts, because that might come back to bite you in the booty. In your result position is Hegel. And all of these runes are in the upright position. So like I said, Hegel is the limitation and delay. Its forces are outside of your control. This is destiny, karma, the wheel of fortune in action, basically. It's a symbol of elemental disruption. It may be either good or bad, but due to the fact that the forces bearing on your life at this time are mostly impersonal, it usually takes on a negative tone, okay? In fact, if you're dealing with the legal system, you know that delays are going to happen because you're at the mercy of the court and the speed at which the wheels of justice turn, right? So when you're thinking of taking a risk of some sort, okay, Hegel will turn up. The surrounding runes will indicate whether or not the risk will pay off. Now, with Jira, eventual success, but only with much hard work and effort, okay? Your future at this time is in the hands of another, basically. This is a faceless official or someone with no personal interest in you whatsoever. So you really can't blame anybody for this. It's the system itself. You're at the mercy of the system itself. You'll learn of this control in a second-hand fashion or through an official letter. It's a firm indication that the time is not right for any new starts. So this new beginning that you want is delayed, and you are going to have to wait for it. Sometimes delays and limitations are necessary. Learn from them, live with them, and try to be content. Trying to fight against fate or circumstance at this time will only bring you grief. Now is the time to step back a bit and try to go with the flow, which I believe your whole read said. You need to slow down and take care of yourself. It can sometimes foretell a disruptive natural event, such as an illness, birth, or perhaps even a death. Often this disruption will be major, but temporary one, lasting only for the duration of the reading. Now, my readings are somewhere in the realm of 2, 3 to 6 weeks, okay? And in an otherwise positive rune cast, which this really is a pretty positive rune cast, honestly. These runes, you know, Bjork and Jira are not negative runes. It's just signifying an interruption rather than a disruption. And so, it may be the catalyst that causes you to totally change your direction in life, but it depends on those surrounding runes. So, but look, I think the advice here is you really need to slow down and not force some issues, because you cannot force them to come to a conclusion until they are ready to come to a conclusion. I'm also going to pull an animal totem for you. So, thank you, spirit guides, ancestors, and angels. Can we please get an animal totem for Aries? So if you were wondering about a legal matter, Aries, that was pretty clear that it's not going to be quick. And there's not a lot you can do about it. It is the system at large that is causing the delay. Can we please get an animal totem for my Aries friends, please? One keeps wanting to come out, and I'm probably just going to pick it because I've seen it like 3 times. Yes, Panther. So, and I'll show you the... So it says, magic, darkness, and death. Like other large cats, the panther represents ferocity and courage. The Black Panther is a particularly mystical symbol that has represented dark energies and rebirth. Native American tribes of North, South, and Central America considered the Black Panther to wield powerful magic. Egyptian rituals involved the wearing of a panther tail about the waist or neck, which brought strength to its wearers. And the Kayans of Borneo feared the soul of a Black Panther as much as the beast's corporeal form. After killing a panther, a Kayan hunter would step 8 times over the dead animal, reciting the spell, "Panther, thy soul under my soul." There's a lot about your soul in this read, Aries, and I almost feel like I need to do another Aries soul journey, which I will do those sometime. I am getting like, I don't know what this building is, but it's either church or, you know, city structure, court building or something. I mean, it's very official looking. I get a gold circle. It's got a letter in it, but I can't make out the letter. Up at the top in the middle, and it's a stone building and very, very like steepled. Not a steeple, but just like triangular at the top. So that might resonate for some of you. And that would be, you know, look for that building. I'm going to do some fairy dust cards because I like to end with those because we end on a positive note. So may I please get some fairy dust cards for my Aries? I'm getting tears, lots of tears in the scrying bowl as well. So some of you have really gone through it. I'm so sorry. My heart is with you. It really is. I feel like somebody's lost somebody recently too. I don't necessarily see death, but just lost somebody close to them. It's just really difficult, and my heart's with you. Just see a lot of tears, almost like, I mean, they're kind of green tears. Kind of on a soft cheek. And I'm sorry. I know it's hard to lose anyone. If in any way that you have lost someone that you care about, my heart is with you. Love and light to you. fairies, can we please get a couple of cards for our dear Aries? Give them some advice from our lovely fairies. This was a really heavy reading, you all. I was feeling a lot of emotions in there. And I know not all of you were going through all of that. I didn't get any sense of new love, so, you know, if you're interested in the love reads, there's a lot of those on YouTube. I'm not necessarily a love reader. I'm more of a health and other kinds of energy type reader, so if I read you personally, I can pick up those things, but I'm a different kind of channeler, I suppose. Thank you, spirit guides, ancestors, and angels. Can we please get a couple of that one really wanted to come out. So, you know, I got a "you're on the right path" again. That did come out in your read. So you are really trying to make some changes, Aries, for your greater good, and I do see that. Thank you, spirit guides, angels. Oh, okay, here we go. So we've got lead the way. I mean, you are an Aries. You're the leader, number one in the zodiac, right? Take the reins today. Others will follow if you lead the way. Travel. Of all the things you can do, travel is in the cards for you. Peace. Friends and family and those who care. Peace is yours today to share. You're on the right path. The way ahead is clear and true. You've chosen the right path for you. I really feel like you know the right path for you, and you've just kind of been afraid to take it, I guess. Fairy guides. Whenever you are feeling blue, don't fear. The fairies are protecting you. You've got some guides, and they are with you. I want to say again, thank you to all of my subscribers, anyone who likes, shares, and any of the sweet comments that I've gotten. I truly appreciate it. Any donations to the channel, I truly appreciate it. The channel is, you know, slowly but surely growing, and I appreciate every one of you very much. Many blessings to you. This is Lady Scarlet. Love and light, and hope to see you again soon.